Hello everyone, good afternoon and welcome to Live at the Waterhole. Wow, what a way to start here in Kenya at Old Donyo Lodge. My name is Amy and I will be with you for the show today. And yes, this is fantastic. I am so chuffed to have these Eddies here, and it's always quite the sight to behold. A really beautiful scene. Now remember, as always, that this is a live and interactive show, so please do chat to me. You can do so in a variety of different ways, whether it is on the Wild Earth website or the app. You can send through comments and questions in the YouTube chat stream if you're watching through that, or you can join the conversation on X using the hashtag Wild Earth. Or you can now WhatsApp us using our WhatsApp number, which you can add as a contact. It will be shown to you shortly on screen, and then you can use your mobile device to talk to us. I love these two on the left there, having a little bit of a touch feel. And I always wonder, is it sort of affection? Is it curiosity? It's definitely part of their communication. I do think that it all has to do with dominance as well. There's always that underlying motivation between the bulls, who puts their trunk on top of one another's head. And why, but I don't know. It's fascinating stuff to think about, to observe, and to learn. Darcy Miller, hello, hi. Nadine is in final control, so she's directing the show today. It's great to have you on board, Darcy. Marco, hello, good day to you. It's wonderful to hear from those of you watching with me. Spas, it's wonderful to start off with so many Ellies here indeed, and I know I agree. Over the last few days that I've been doing the show, it definitely has not had this many elephants all together here. Perhaps we might have a 1 ton, the Tusker elephant bull pop out for us. That would be lovely. Lorraine, it is a wonderful view, isn't it? With the sky, the colours, how green and lush everything is at the moment up here. It really is quite stunning. Salty Life, you are saying hello from a cold and windy island. Well, I'm glad we can share some sunshine with you. particularly like when the sun comes out like that. Sure, that is really so pretty on these ellies. Wild at Heart, I'm so glad that you consider yourself lucky to be watching the show with us today. It's great to have you on board. Thanks for always chatting and sending through your comments and questions. Blessed, you want to know around what time of the year do elephants go into must? So it actually isn't a particular time of year, and not every bull will go into must. It's something that is, well, there's a lot of theories, I suppose, as to why it's activated or triggered in certain bulls and why not in others. Often it is age related. It's dependent on dominance as well, but it's not a seasonal thing. It's something that can happen at any time during the year.
Join me, Andrew Wistenholm, for an indescribable 6-night stay in the beautiful Albany of the Eastern Cape at Amakhala Game Reserve. Now, this trip is going to be action-packed with a lot of storytelling, adventure, as well as the opportunity to make everlasting memories. We'll be exploring the best of Amakhala by staying at 2 luxury lodges, which will be the perfect blend of comfort as well as wilderness. Book your spot today and let's get ready to explore the wild beauty of Amakhala.
Wild Earth has launched a special fundraising drive for our non-profit, the Wild Earth Impact Foundation. We're raising funds to source, create, and showcase thousands of untold stories. Stories that spark real action in conservation and social impact. Visit our website to donate and explore how you can become a founding donor.
Best sighting I've presented. I found myself with wild dogs. We chased the dogs around, chased them around. They ate an impala. We got the end of that. Then another impala went into Gowrie Dam down the road there, and the wild dogs went around. Eventually the impala came close to the bank. One wild dog went and grabbed it and then just pulled it out and just did what wild dogs do. It was an emotional experience, but it was very, very special.
Step away from your daily stress and escape into nature with Wild Earth. Immerse yourself in the wilderness and become part of the natural landscape. Watch as everything comes alive. Join us as we slow down our thoughts, put aside our distractions, and reconnect with the wild.
Can you hear that? wild is calling.
Well, we have some very cute little faces and paws here. Oh my goodness. There are 4 cheetah cubs here, everybody. For those of you who don't know, this cheetah is named Tammy and is located at the Endangered Species Centre, which is just outside of the town of Hoedspruit, not too far from where I am and where the Sandringham Reserve is that we do our live safaris from. And this is all part of the cheetah breeding program. And it's just been such a privilege to be able to have a little inside look at a cheetah mom and her cubs, and seeing them from newborn to now. They've grown so much. Well, while these cheetahs snooze away, we're going to head to some baboons who are arriving at Lentor in Kenya. Well, we had them around a little bit yesterday, and they are some of our favorite things to look at here at the Waterhole show. Endlessly entertaining. I think they enjoy the pods from the big anna tree that sort of shadows over this particular waterhole. looks like this one's just oh my word, what is it doing? Is it lying down? Maybe it's just camera shy. I think this is actually quite on a little bit of a slope. Well, the baboon's on a bit of a slope. The waterhole is a little bit raised in comparison to the area around it. Oh my goodness, this one's cleaning its toes. Jan, you like baboons? They are, oh my goodness, we have had some wonderful sightings of them around the Timbavati River recently. Some of the troops in the evening and the early morning is some of the very best times to view baboons. I remember many sightings in the Timbavati River at Ngala in the evenings, cruising the riverbed and seeing them walking to get to the big sycamore fig or apple leaf or jackalberry, wherever they were planning to roost for the night. Oh, lovely. Well, while these baboons enjoy their time here at Lentor, let's head over to a rhino at Founders. Wow. It's always special to see these animals here, and Founders has been such a gem of a waterhole to have as part of our show. And I love just all the colors, the scenes, the combination. And one of the greatest things is the fact that we get to see quite a lot of rhinos coming to drink here. Wilford, where's this place? So this place is in the Eastern Cape of South Africa, which is a lot further south and west from where the Lowveld area is. And so it's actually quite close to the coast in a straight line relative to other areas of South Africa.
Out here, every wild moment counts, and as a Wild Earth explorer, you will not miss out. Watch the Wild Earth channel ad-free 24/7, and you can even rewind if you have missed out on something. Enjoy the behind-the-scenes video clips as well as fireside chat, or get the early offers on our travel experiences. It's the best way to stay connected and be part of the Wild Earth family.
Well, seems to be an elephant that's feeding along the banks here at the beautiful Olifants River. Now, we had a wonderful sighting. It wasn't yesterday, it was the day before, of elephants. Oh wow, hello, crossing the river. And here's one drinking next to some lazy hippos that are busy sunning themselves. Marco, yes, it is like a hippo beach here at the Olifants River. Luckily, they don't have to remember towels or costumes or anything like that. Yeah, I suppose it is. Also, in terms of seeing them together so close to one another, it's very cool to have these elephants and hippos together. And you may wonder, do elephants and hippos get along, especially if they're sharing the same resource like water like this? But elephants aren't territorial animals, so them having any issues with something like hippos, the issue wouldn't come from their side. I think sometimes some younger boys tend to get a little bit, not territorial, but just dominant or wanting to show off their strength and that sort of thing. So you might on occasion see one chasing a hippo. We definitely had that situation at one of our other spots called Rosie's Pan, where a hippo was constantly pushed out of the water by elephants. But also what was different about that situation was how small the waterhole was. Whereas a massive river like this, the elephants have lots of places to go and they'll avoid the contact. I mean, why have a run-in with a hippo or another animal when you can just go drink somewhere else? But that being said, there's always a chance that an elephant might chase something like a hippo out of the way. Well, let's head back over to Founders with some zebra. luckily one is still sticking around for us. And it's always nice to see the different animals that pop through to the waterhole here every day. These zebras are particularly beautiful. I do think it's the contrasting colors that make them stand out all the more with the background. Oh, there's a giraffe head on the left. Almost didn't see it there. Very well camouflaged. It's looking at something off in the distance. Marco, I must be honest with you, I am not sure if there are elephants at Mantis Founders. I'll have to check. We definitely, well, I haven't seen one at this waterhole. My name is Amy, and today we're going to be doing things a little bit differently.
My full name is Mpho Tikani. I grew up in Soweto. My first animal that I filmed said to dog. Okay, no, wait. My first animal that I filmed, I think it was an impala. Best sighting ever, I would say it was actually this year, 2024. But it was at this Cedric when we had Muluwati and TP on a warthog kill. I think we have to cut it.
Welcome to Safari Spotlight. We'll be
And you pretend like you're a serviceman, eh?
Got no idea what's going on this reserve. Expecting the unexpected.
Are we stuck down there?
What am I trying to do?
So we have another giant of Mabula.
That was incredible.
This is unbelievable.
It's going to be a spectacular afternoon.
We are here with a male leopard.
Well, this is turning into a real elephant party at the Olifants River, as well as hippo. I don't know if we could call it a hippo party, but a hippo snooze session. This is amazing to see. I think that although the goodness, I've just had a tickle in my throat, so I apologize for cutting off there. I had to cough, but I think that even though those elephants aren't chasing the hippos, they do feel a little bit disturbed. You can see a few of them stood up and repositioned. Yeah, Captain, it does seem like the elephants are playing with the hippos today, but they're not necessarily interacting directly. They are just very close by. I do think though that our perception is slightly skewed in terms of just how close the elephants are. They are close by for sure, but perhaps from the back of where the hippos are to at least the elephants in the background, that might be further than what we think it is. But I do think the elephants will go where they please, and if they, you know, are walking closer and closer to them, I have a feeling that the hippos will just move along the bank or into the water. Oh, there's one coming from the left, a hippo, but very calm. I can't say that I hear any shouting or, you know, sort of disputes happening between the two species. Erica, yes, a slumber party and a pool party. That was the word I was thinking of. Oh, thank you, Erica. A slumber party. The one is really digging into the bank there with the tusks and just showing you what they can use their tusks for. My word, there is such a small hippo there on the right. It is amazing to see these two species together like this and to show and observe that they actually do get along and there's no issues. Yes, Nadine was just saying how cool it would be to have a baby elephant and a baby hippo next to each other, just to get a sort of real life size comparison between the two. I think they would be quite similar. A baby elephant does weigh more than a baby hippo, but I think it stands a little bit taller, and also depending, of course, age wise in terms of newborns. Dark Main Lover, how you want to know how come the elephants don't chase the hippos away? I think because they're not bothering them. I also think it does depend on the individual elephants. Oh, look at this one on the top there, the young one coming down. Oh man, these are the best sightings. So entertaining. I think there would possibly be a few boisterous bulls that might want to chase a hippo away. But I also think that in this particular ecosystem around the Olifants River, these two species are very much used to each other being around all the time. And so they're very comfortable with the presence of the other one. Unlike in maybe some scenarios where the presence of a hippo would throw an elephant off completely because it's not used to it being there. They are going to town on this riverbank. Goodness me. I think it's a bit of combination of having fun and also wanting to get the sand on their skin. Also nice and cool, I think, as well. The feeling of it. Well, from a very interesting duo of species here at Olifants, let's head over to some elephants at Tembe enjoying the mud. Wow, always quite the scene here lately with these ellies at Tembe, and what a impressive set of tusks this big boy in front of us has that's currently throwing himself with dirt.
Katika mwanga wa mwezi kivuli hutembea, mrembo mweusi anayepotea, macho yake ni taa, gizani huwaka, fuvu la msitu, malkia anayejificha.
If you love watching Wild Earth, here's a little tip. You'll gain access to the channel ad-free. You can rewind and rewatch sightings and gain access to our live Tuesday safaris. There's also behind-the-scenes videos, fireside chats, and every safari live episode, whenever it suits you. It's just the best way to connect with nature.
Wow, I feel like even more elephants have arrived here. And that one that's splashing is basic. I mean, I feel like it's just going to waste all of the mud. It keeps splashing out all the water rather than keeping it in to keep it nice and muddy. Penelope, it is a Tembe special, isn't it? All these elephants around this waterhole. It's amazing that as you focus on different individuals, they all have their own thing going on. Whether it's throwing sand on themselves, coming to drink, splashing themselves with water, or this particular boy who is having the muddiest mud bath. He's just missing his forehead. I think every other inch of him is covered. Oh wow, look at those tusks. Goodness me, I think that was the boy we were looking at earlier. Those are really impressive, and he's well on his way to becoming a tusker. There's every chance that he will become one. Of course, we don't know his exact age, but it is likely that as he enters the next 10 or 20 years of his life, those tusks will grow even longer and even thicker. Don't forget that this is live and interactive, so if you do have any comments and questions that you'd like to share with me, please do send them through. And an elephant's tusks will continue to grow throughout their life. So it's something that, you know, eventually when sort of their bones and the rest of their body has grown to capacity, it will continue. They will continue to grow, even if it is fractionally. I wonder if they stay overnight, or if the zoomies who monitor this camera see them actually move off, and there's a particular sort of routine that they have in their arrival time to the area, or do they just simply hang out all day and feed around in the thickets? I don't even think I've seen some of them feeding before. They're always just here cooling off. But perhaps it has to do with the time of our show and the activity that these elephants have at this time of day. Okay, well, let's head over to Tau and some more elephants and crocodiles. Ooh, this is interesting. Looks like a little one was trying to be a bit brave there. I don't know if it was, oh, there were two, sorry. They were interacting there on the left, and a wildebeest moving in the background. And two crocs here on the sort of bottom right of the screen out the water. A lot of action today with the different species at waterholes or rivers. Very interesting stuff. Yeah, Erica, it is. It's completely different in terms of the coloration of these elephants, and that all has to do with the soil. And it's exactly the same species of elephant from Tembe all the way to Tau, but the color of the ground that they interact with a lot, they throw on themselves, they mud bath in, throw dirt, sand, depending on the area that they spend time in, affects the color that they appear to us as. Oh, this little one is adorable.
Now this leopard that we're looking at is known by the name of Hlalamba.
At Wild Earth, we believe every story has the power to create change. That's why we've launched the Wild Earth Impact Foundation, a non-profit dedicated to conservation and social impact. By showcasing conservation stories, we can change lives, protect nature, and empower communities. We have partnered with Empowers Africa to accept tax-deductible donations from US donors. Your donation will help fund critical programs that support our mission. Join us and be part of the change.
My full name is Emojis. Best part of my job is coming to see nature. Worst part of my job is logging. That's the worst thing ever, because you have to log amount of footage. You sit in front of that computer and yeah, you think of deleting the footage, but no, they need the footage. If I want a camel, probably a soccer player. I know some people don't believe me, but I'm very good, and I'm very fast.
So very interesting. Jinx from the UK, you're asking if elephants are the only mammal with ivory tusks, and how do their bodies form the ivory. So when we talk about ivory, we're simply talking about a very large tooth. Ivory is a term that humans have created to refer to any mammalian tooth or tusk that has commercial interest, so it's of value and can in all likelihood be carved, which is why it's referred to as ivory. But teeth in general from mammals are made of the same substance, so calcium being one of the main components of teeth, and hippos' tusks are also ivory, if you want to refer to it as that, warthogs as well. And but if we're going strictly as ivory being large enough to carve, not all mammalian tusks are large enough to carve, and therefore not ivory, but all made of the exact same dental substance that teeth are made of. Oh wow, another croc, more wildebeest as well. Very shiny wildebeest, I must say. And I would say that the wildebeest aren't in danger either. For the most part, there's always the chance that a croc might, try and go for something. But generally they also completely exposed, so the likelihood that they'll be seen and that a prey species will avoid the croc is very high and actually expected. Oh, it looks like some big elephants are on their way to the waterhole. Oh, those are some of my favorite moments, when we can just watch them approach like this. Tevin, so when the croc is lying like that with its mouth open, it's actually, so it could be sleeping, it could be resting, its eyes could be closed, but it's actually trying to cool down a little bit. So the mouth has a lot of blood vessels that are close to the surface, and it's a good way to, you can imagine like a panting dog or cat. It helps cool the body down. Birds are the same. They also sometimes have their mouths open. And so that croc is also just trying to cool itself down a little bit from all of the sun that it's getting on this beautiful day. There comes that elephant. Oh, he is huge. And he hasn't got the longest tusks, but do you see how wide they are either side of the face? And that is something that tells us also that he's an older gentleman. I would say well over 30, 35 years old. Maybe even close to 40. Devin, you'd like to know if crocs hunt out of the water ever? Yes, they do. They are certainly capable of hunting out of the water, but it's not their specialty. Let me put it that way. Justin, I think they do. I think that they also are confident in their experience in life to know around waterholes that they don't really have too much to worry about given the size of them. But I do think that the females, the mothers, are very aware of what's going on and can easily sense if there's something there and it is on their minds, although they don't, I would say they don't approach with caution. If I think of other prey species like giraffe, for example, being one of the most cautious, zebra also very alert and aware when approaching water. Elephants don't seem to be too bothered. They are just excited to get there for most of the time. Looks like we have a little one here. Oh goodness, it even is giving the wildebeest some attitude there. Look at it. That is so cute. You show them who's boss, little guy.
He is such a handsome young male. Look at that pose. Absolutely beautiful.
South Africa's wild places are closer than you think because Federal Airlines brings them to you. From the calm of our FedAir lounge to the smooth boarding of our trusted fleet, we take care of the journey so you can enjoy the adventure. Our flights go beyond the ordinary, connecting you to South Africa's most remote and extraordinary locations. Federal Airlines, your gateway to the South African wild. Step into the heart of Africa from the comfort of your home.
Female leopard tracks over here.
Join our expert guides for a live 3-hour safari where every moment is real, unscripted, and unforgettable. Ask questions.
Animals rely on their senses.
Share your thoughts and be part of the experience as we explore together. Safari Live.
Out here, every moment counts. As a Wild Earth explorer, you won't miss a thing. Watch the Wild Earth channel ad-free 24/7 and rewind if you want to catch something again. Enjoy behind-the-scenes videos, fireside chats, and early access to travel offers. It's the best way to stay connected and be part of the Wild Earth family.
All right, let's head over to Founders with some zebras. Oh, we have a pair of South African shell ducks that have arrived here as well. I didn't see these earlier. That's very cool. I know the zebras are moving off. Oh, but a rhino is arriving. What a time. is the other one. Oh, this is fantastic. Tevin, rhino, your favorite animal. What a treat to be able to share them with you today. And two more. We had one earlier, but it's lovely to have some others here to share with you. Martina, they are sweet, aren't they? From elephants to rhinos, we've had some fantastic sightings today. Hannah, you would like to know why those water birds that we were looking at are actually called shell ducks. And it's interesting. I know that I've looked this up before, so I just had to check myself. But it has to do with their coloration. And the word shelled or shell itself is to do with the pattern of dark and light colors that we find on the birds. And they sort of have put those two words together to form the word shell duck. And it describes a specific type of waterfowl all over the world. I believe there's different shell ducks. They are particularly striking. The male there with the grey head and the female with the white. And they are our only species of shell duck, hence the name South African shell duck. And it's always a treat to have them pop out in a few different places. This is the first time I've seen them here at Mantis Founders, but we see them in Madikwe as well, at Tau. I've seen them there. These rhinos are still hanging out here. I'm not sure what they're waiting for. The other one still needs to come for water. I don't know if it was just waiting or if it's a mom and calf and the calf was just waiting for mom to have her drink. And they'll be looking for lots of different things in the water, whether it's algae, seeds, maybe insects, crustaceans as well, depending what they can get a hold of. And that movement with the head is sort of to disturb and filter through what they can to find something to eat. Rachel, yes, they will nest on land when they are breeding, and the nests are underground and usually in aardvark burrows that are no longer being used, sometimes warthog burrows, that sort of thing. So they'll go and look for holes like that to lay their eggs in. It seems like they lay most of their time between June and September, which I must say is very interesting, that it's not in peak summer and rather in the heart of winter, but it can occur in quite a wide variation of time, all the way from March to December, with a peak around June, July, August. So these two are a monogamous pair. They shell ducks are monogamous, and they'll have a partner that they will breed with, and they can have between 6 to 15 eggs in a clutch. And their little ducklings, I believe, look very similar to that of young Egyptian goslings. And also can head straight for the water immediately. I was just reading now in my guide regarding these shell ducks, why do they breed in the winter? And it says that it probably is because more aquatic plants become easily available where the water levels are lower, so there's more food for their young, which makes a lot of sense. And then also the surrounding vegetation is very sparse, so they can easily spot predators, which helps them to have the young survive. Well, it looks like maybe these Egyptian geese pushed off the shell ducks. I'm not sure. Yes, Charlie, I can imagine. I mean, even Egyptian geese are quite territorial, so I can imagine there are one or two disputes along the way. Okay, well, while these water birds settle their score, let's head over to Tau. Oh, wow. This is the boy we were watching approaching the water earlier, and now we've got the situation on our hands to see what unfolds. A croc on the bank, one in the water, a yellow-billed stork.
This is an unbelievable afternoon.
What does it take to handle the wild? Balance. Determination. Focus.
Yaku!
And gear that can take a beating so you don't have to.
My name is Takudzwa Panda Msesani. My scariest moment is when it happened twice. The other time I was with Cedric and the other time I was with Steve. And all those times it was a black mamba. My favorite meal in camp is gonna be burger and chips.
Very interesting watching these crocs move around. Stork doesn't seem too bothered. Very brave yellow-billed stork, that. see there was a black crake moving around. These crocs are still quite busy. Oh man, in between the grass like that. It is quite ominous, I must say. Yeah, Brenda, absolutely. They are incredibly skilled at moving around in very shallow water as well. I think a lot of the paths that in between the water here, oh look how it just disappears, is made by the elephants that would come across and feed on some of the green grass. Sort of like pathways that they can now use to move through the waterhole. Does it have something there? Oh, yeah. I'm sure that was a fish of some sort. Or maybe an old carcass from under the ground, or under the water, sorry. Definitely had something there in its jaws. Didn't have that classic sort of catfish look, so I think it must have grabbed something that was lying at the bottom of the waterhole floor. I don't know exactly, I only saw it for a brief moment, but it's fascinating to see. And this croc's definitely, oh, other one's moving now too. Definitely something going on here, whether they've seen or smelt something, or they're hungry and looking for food.
I feel it is a rosetted morning for us. So yes, let's see what we can find.
The Wild Earth Impact Foundation Foundation is a non-profit that uses the power of wildlife storytelling as a force for good. We create sustainable development projects that showcase conservation stories, empower people, and inspire environmental action. As a registered South African PBO, you can make a tax-deductible donation to the Wild Earth Impact Foundation. To find out more, visit our website.
My name is Takudzwa Panda Msesani. I really want to film an artwork, and it has been my goal. I'll be just keeping my eyes open. The worst driver is James. He's driving, yeah. You gotta be holding on back in there, yeah? Like in bumps, and I mean, it happens when, these things happens when you're actually going for animals usually. But then, yeah, he's driving, yeah, you gotta put your seatbelt.
Out here, every wild moment matters, and as a Wild Earth explorer, you won't miss a thing. Watch the Wild Earth channel, ad-free 24/7, where you can even rewind and watch something again. Get access to behind-the-scenes videos, fireside chats, and access to early travel offers. It is the best way to stay connected and be part of the Wild Earth family.
Oh, cool. Let's head over to Founders with some more rhinos. Well, I was hoping, fingers crossed, that we might get a little rhino visiting us today. They are my favorite animal, and they can be so cute sometimes. Well, they're cute all the time, but sometimes their behavior is very cute as well. can hear the oxpeckers as well, making some noise there. Can't believe we're nearly at the end of the show, everyone. It's been lovely to be here with you today and enjoying all of the sights and sounds, relaxing, watching lots of ellies, having a ball. Lots of rhinos here at Founders too. Some birding along the way, which is always great. And some interesting crocs too. Now remember everyone, we will be back tomorrow live right here on Wild Earth with the Waterhole show. So do make sure that you join us for that. But we will also be live for all our members and explorers this afternoon for our Sunset Safari, exclusive for those. So I hope to be joining some of you shortly out on drive. That's coming up in 30 minutes. But to everyone who has joined us for the Waterhole show today, thank you so much for all of your comments and questions. We do appreciate chatting to you. It really does make the show what it is. And from myself as well as the Waterhole team, we wish you a pleasant day or evening ahead, depending where you are in the world. And as that baby rhino runs off, we wish you adieu. Goodbye for now.
Welcome to Safari Spotlight, a journey to South Africa's wildlife wonders. Join us on an exciting virtual safari to relax, learn, and be inspired. Discover stunning landscapes, come to know our iconic animal stars, and witness profound moments in conservation. If you'd like to plan a safari adventure to these magnificent wildlife places, then visit Wild Earth Travel, where safari comes alive.
Good afternoon everybody. Welcome back. You're here with us at Amakhala Private Game Reserve, where we're here with myself, Eric, and Morgan, obviously behind the camera. We are going to be your eyes and ears. On this afternoon, we are going to do things a little bit different. I think what we're going to do is we're going to visit Ama West. This is where we are at the moment, and we're going to explore this area a little bit. I know the last time that we were here, we found some aardvark. So let's see. Sorry, not aardvark, aardwolf. So we will see. Maybe we can get a little bit lucky. And I know that the three amigos are also somewhere around here, so we may even get lucky with them. But we will see. So let us get stuck into it. It is a windy day here at Amakhala, but it's windy every afternoon. Nothing's changed. The sun is out, but there's lots of clouds moving around, so you may have the sun, we may miss the sun, we may have the sun, we may miss the sun. We're sitting here with a art wolf. This is really, really cool. They're not normally this chilled with having people around, but